Let's check on these worms and see what's going on. Now we got, might be a couple of ones on the bubble wrap. We'll put that off to the side. And we definitely got at least one here on the paper bag I just added in, along with some roly-polies. So last week I started preparing this bin for harvesting the castings. And I added all fresh bedding in this side, along with the feeding for this week. So we do have worms are migrating into this material, which is a good thing. And this is where we'll do the feeding again this week. But let's check on this other section. Now, the reason I moved the paper bag over just to this side is because I want this side to stay moist. And I want this side to dry out a little bit so it's easier to sift out the castings. While this material is drier than it was last week, it's still not quite dry enough to effectively sift this out. So I'm going to fluff this side up a little bit. Okay, so I kind of fluff this up. That way the drier stuff gets kind of intermixed with the wetter stuff, so it can all dry out a little bit more. And we'll go on to feeding this week. So the food that we gave them last week is all gone. And even the bedding I added last week is already kind of transforming from that real dry material to turning into the very beginnings of a compost. So that's a very good sign that that stuff is breaking down. And we'll add some more bedding again this week, because last week we had kind of filled it up, and since it's already kind of breaking down a little bit, we'll have to add some more materials there. So I have another wet feeding with the blended food, and I'm also adding in an unblended banana peel. Now the idea is that the blended food goes pretty fast, and the banana peel will take a little bit longer and hopefully draw more worms into the side. I'm going to add some more grit in the form of powdered eggshell. And on top of the food, I'm going to add some more dry bedding material. This is more stuff that I sifted out of the leaf mold bin. It's outside. So we'll just add quite a bit of this in there. And on top of that material, I'm going to add some azomite, which is powdered rock. And it adds both grit and it adds minerals. We'll cover up with the bedding that already was started last week, along with just a little bit of the castings, because I want to make sure I maintain the biology. It's already kind of in that mix. So we'll cover all that back up. Again, I'm only going to cover the side where I want it to stay moist. And same with the bubble wrap. Put the bubble wrap so it's bubble side down. Okay, moving on to the mariner bin. Check the plastic first. There's at least one worm on there I can see right away. And this paper bag, we discovered it was really breaking down last week, and that is definitely continuing to be the case. A lot more of it's gone this week, and we're seeing more worms and stuff on and underneath it. So let's pack that up to the side for a moment. Alright, so we fed in the middle last week, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Now this bin is much younger than the Riker bin, and most of the worms in here are generally on the younger side and not mature yet. Doesn't really look like there's any of the food left over. Or did I? I'm sorry. Actually, I fed on this side to keep it the same as the other bin. But either way, there's no food left over there either. We've got a lot of worm activity there. Maybe not a worm ball, but definitely a worm party. So let's go ahead and feed in the middle of this week. Now this week's blend of food consists of broccoli, asparagus, some bell pepper, potato skins. There's quite a bit of cabbage in it, and some lemon peel. Now I'm going to add some more azomite to this bin also, just kind of all over the place. And since most of my bedding in this bin has now been broken down, I'm going to go ahead and add some bedding to this bin also. There you go, lots of fresh bedding in there. That's a combination of leaves and material that I sifted out of the potting mix. So some of it's a little more carbonous. We'll go ahead and cover that up. And we'll put on what's left of our paper bag. I'm guessing by next week I'm going to have to put a new paper bag in this place. Put the plastic back on, and we'll check on them next week. Next week I'm anticipating doing the harvest of the castings from the Riker bin. So looking forward to doing that. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed, got something out of this, and we'll see you on the next one.